I'm pulling funny faces in the mirror, wiping the glass so I can see clearly. I'm trying to feel safe inside. My body doesn't feel like mine. I look in the mirror at who I am, and I think I fear her. The subject of abuse can be difficult to talk about. Some will hide it in dark places, while others will preface it with trigger warnings and qualifications. But today we'll avoid all of the politically correct setup and approach it with a raw, unfiltered emotion and truth. Because that's where a survivor of abuse lives, all day, every day. A Story Like Mine by Halsey and The Painter by Halsey, as well as excerpts from her book, I Would Leave Me If I Could. Survivors, a program. My aunt had a tenant who lived in a one-floor addition above her unit. He had a fat red face and a heavy brow and an accent. He was a painter. He specialized in pointillism portraits of cherub boys with Fuji apple-stained cheeks, dimples, and ivy leaves. Hours of detail and perfection spent focusing his attention on every little inch of their baby skin and baby limbs. My aunt hung one in her house, and I would find myself staring at it, half intrigued by his talent, and for other times to sit in the stirring in my chest as if I were looking at something forbidden. I dreamt about his studio often. Sometimes the screen door would hang open, and the smell of oil paints and turpentine and expensive ink pens would waft down the stairs. One day I was playing in the yard alone, kicking pebbles with my Skechers and pacing between the broken basketball hoop and the fence. He called from the roof. He was working in vanilla ice cream colored Dickies, covered in haphazard streaks of color and holding 2 glasses of sweet tea. He invited me upstairs. I'm trying to feel safe inside. In 2009, I'm 14. I'm crying. I'm not really sure where I am, but I'm holding the hand of my best friend in the waiting room of Planned Parenthood. The air is sterile and clean, and the walls are not gray, but green, and the colors are so bright they could burn a hole through the seam of my jeans. My mom is calling. But I can't tell her where I've gone. I can't tell anyone. You see, my best friend was raped by a man we knew. He held her down and covered her mouth. I would unlock the secrets of becoming a real artist. It was a dream that was separated from me by a dark staircase that bled into oblivion like a nightmare, where you couldn't move. My cousin had forbidden me to enter the dark chasm. I had never saw my cousin look the painter in the eye. The staircase I was climbing loomed like a stranger in a subway station. My family fought about the painter. I would hide under the table in the spare room while angry voices took the shape of the shadows and bounced off the tile in the kitchen. But I accepted the invitation and began the approach up to the chasm. This would be it. I'm not allowed to want to die anymore. Believe me, I've tried. My best friend was raped by a man. So now I'm with her at the place, waiting for results. She's praying. She couldn't afford an abortion, and I'm crying. I was kicking rocks in my Skechers. Artists love what is forbidden to them, a fact I learned too young, too early. I don't remember being in his studio. It's like an empty cartridge in my memory. I just remember walking back down the stairs like I was holding a basketball between my legs in a relay race. And crawling back to the carpet in the corner like a dying dog who didn't want to be seen. And I looked up at the wall, and the little naked cherub made of tiny dots still held captive behind a glass frame on the wall. And I wondered what the painter took from that little boy, too. I won't take anyone down if I crawl tonight, but I still let everyone down. I scream too loud if I speak my mind. The year is 2018, and I've realized that nobody is safe, and every single friend I know has a story like mine, and the world tells us that we should take it. But heroes like Ashley and Simone and Gabby, Michaela, Gaga, Rosario, and Allie remind me that this is just the beginning, and it's not the finale. And it's about secrets and closed doors from the Hollywood Hills to the projects and ghettos, and that's why we are here. So yell at the top of your lungs, be a voice for all those who have prisoner tongues. For the people who have to grow up too soon, there is work to be done, there are songs, there is a war to be won.